What's up, everybody? So today on LARP Days, we are going to be crafting some of the weapons that we will be needing in our first playtest. So yeah, so here goes. So a boffer weapon is basically a weapon that has a lightweight core. For us, this is what boffer means. I'm sure there's some specific example of what a boffer weapon means, but a foam weapon. It's a weapon with pad made out of padding that doesn't necessarily look exactly like the weapon is supposed to, but it represents the weapon. So you can have safe contact and safe combat. You can actually swing and hit the swords and hit each other with the weapons. You can shoot rubber bullets, and that's a safe version of a bullet. This is like on that end of the spectrum. This is on the far end of the spectrum, where our bullets are, you know, foam balls or like bags of rice or something like that. Like, it's just a representation so that you can go through the motions and experience what it's like being that character, like whether you're throwing spells or bullets or bombs or swords or arrows or whatever. So an interesting fact, one of our original groups at a Dystopia Rising event, a LARP we went to, so we went to a couple times, and our group was Homestone, and that's the logo. And you may recognize it as the Ballhouse TV logo, and you would be correct, because it is the Ballhouse TV logo. All of our lore of all of our games and stuff is kind of been worked in since the beginning.
It intertwines.
It intertwines a lot, and that kind of goes into with the aesthetic of all of it. You know, like this was made for Dystopia Rising, as was this one. Well, this one was actually made for.
This was your first one.
This was made for Homestone, specifically. These two are made for Dystopia Rising also. And so we're gonna kind of upstyle these a little bit to be more along the lines of the style of Homestone. Like typical like samurai warrior anime, warrior on the road, traveling to face off with people he comes across.
Swinging things with these, giant weapons with these.
Our whole game is a tournament, is a combat tournament.
Don't swing it around indoors, kids. Check my So what kind of mods are we doing today? What kind of modifications to any of these? We already talked about those daggers.
These just need to be painted.
Oh, we need to paint this one? Oh yeah, it's got a little...
Cover all this stuff up.
Glue marks from the surgery.
We can redo the stencil. We'll make a new stencil today and redo another layer of that. So we're painting it to fit with like the theme of the channel, or the theme of the game.
That's right.
Yeah.
So the theme of the game will be explained at another time.
Not only did they have to fight the cold and stuff, they have these Native American groups who are trying to keep them out because it's their land. But what if they also had, the Native Americans had allies of like samurai warriors, and then together they're able to summon spirits to like attack these. So that's like the future that we know now would never exist.
Right.
But we're kind of setting the stage because this is the time when all that's taking place.
Yeah.
So who knows what like the 20th century in that world would be like, but the 14th century in this version of our world is pretty crazy. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's an interesting culture. Hey, look what I found. Big guy. Oh yeah. Let's get this thing going. Finally fixing this thing. Not a good idea the first time.
No.
It was just a first timer's mistake, really.
Well, I think so. What happened?
But they have lasted that long, so.
What happened is I put it together and then it was super loose after gluing everything together already, and I didn't want to waste. I didn't want to take it apart and have to do it all over again. So it's just being lazy, really. Almost garbage.
Alright. So we need to get some base layers on these things, right?
Yeah.
These two things are ready to go for painting. Yeah. First thing we're doing is getting some of the painting done. We got this guy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got that guy. We gotta update this thing. This one needs a little touch up. And we'll do these later. How straight does it fly? Right in the dick.
Didn't think we were going to be able to make any more of these. Because we only have fiberglass cores that are super hard to cut. But we found more of this core, and so we're going to make a few of these. Like, you know, let's make like 4 of these.
Yeah. I don't know if we have enough foam for 4, but we should just definitely make half of that, like 2.
Yeah,
we're definitely making 2. Everything else is on hold. This is still drying. That's pretty good.
Then
I'll give you a close-up look at this paint job. Trying to get. Yep. It's a solid block all the way up and down. So black you can't even see it.
What's that ultimate black color that the graphic artist came up with?
Oh, it's S something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember what. Something.
Wouldn't that be cool to get a weapon and paint it with that stuff? You know, make a sword for the spirit world.
Yeah. What are you doing?
And to cut out pieces of the blade to make it a handle.
Oh, making the blade.
So the handle will go from here to here.
This is the handle.
And so this is the actual handle. And I'll wrap leather. Once I melt this down, I'll use the hot gun or the hot knife and melt it down. And then I'll wrap the leather from here to here. Big broadsword.
Giant two-handed sword.
But I'll also melt down these edges too. Which is what I'm about to do.
A little better action on the blade end for fighting one-on-one.
Yeah. I'm stoked to use this one. This is gonna be dope. And then it's kind of integral to the whole point of the game, the whole style of the game. It's like people expressing themselves through their fighting styles and their weapons and their clothing and the pageantry of it in the combat arena. So this is like my addition to this, my contribution to that whole idea. It's this giant broadsword that can be like slung over your shoulder.
So what are the next steps on this guy? This here, giant.
Next step is melting it down so that it's like this, smooth on the edges.
Because this pretty much we can paint, right?
We can paint this now, yeah.
Yeah, it's ready to go.
It just gives it character, you know. It's 14th century forged, you know, weaponry. Basically like warrior miners in the northwestern, you know, in Oregon, Washington area.
Yeah.
So it's gonna kind of look like it was like beaten. You know, they're not gonna have the best forges. At that point, Japan had a lot of really good like forges and stuff.
Yeah, but they didn't bring all that stuff here.
These are like settlers, yeah. Warrior settlers.
They knew how to do it. They just had a couple years to make.
Right? They had
Everything.
to make do with the resources they had, which is a big part of it. While also simultaneously respecting the land, which is something that Westerners don't quite know.
I mean, we got to make do with what we got. Everyone's got to play a part.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be like kind of the one introducing us to the world, you probably have a pretty intimidating weapon.
Probably, yeah.
Probably have an intimidating weapon here. All I've got is a fucking stupid Gray Blade. And sure, it's a good name, the Stone Leaf Blade of Homestone. And sure, maybe it has a important history, but it's no.
It's a good balance.
It's no Great John Blade or anything. I don't fucking know.
The Great John Blade.
I gotta stop swearing.
I don't know. Mine will probably be named something like probably like Tree Fall, the Tree Fall Tory Builder. Like essentially the legend about it is that this is the sword used to cut down the first logs, the trees to use to build the first Tory gate in the Northwest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, or the first shrine, or you know, the first temple, or something like that. Something to appease the gods of the land. Alright, so we got this painted up. Got to do another layer on here. Same thing with this one.
There we go.
What was the legend of the sword to be that it was forged in spirit?
Not all weapons can have such master craftsmen. Are you the Mulkami?
Am I the book?
I think he's the Mulkami.
Oh, this is black too. Shit.
I was black the whole time.
Dilemma.
We just found some more black paint, baby.
So it'll have to be a little black in it. This is what we use. This is our back stock of stuff. We have blue camp foam that you get from like Walmart. On this other side here we have DAP contact cement, which we use a lot of. And various colors of Plasti Dip to coat, to create a plastic seal all the way to the outside of the weapon. Kind of get down in those foam nooks and crannies. We also have clear here, in case you want to do some kind of acrylic paint, like add-on stuff, do like some artistic stuff on there, or you know, add blood or something like that. Make it rusty if it's like a post-apocalyptic weapon. And basically with these and like really long X-Acto knife, a heat knife gun, and some other basic items, you can make a LARP sword. One of the most important ones is a core, and I don't have any extra cores laying around right now, but Basically garden stakes are what I find to be the best. Anywhere from the fiberglass ones, the compact fiberglass ones, to the steel-lined green.
Don't we have any
thin ones? Yeah. So here, here's some cords. These are the fiberglass ones. These are hard to cut. So as you can hear, they're very, very compact and very hard. You can use typical PVC, but it can break at certain lengths. You want to be careful with it. And you do have to use like 2 layers of foam just to mimic the width of the core. And then probably a layer or 2 on the outside, so you end up getting a very wide weapon. So you have to be careful with that. Another one that you can use, and this is a weapon we're remaking, is these green garden stakes.
Yeah, just poke
They're
them.
light and they're sturdy when you glue them parallel like this so that they reinforce each other on contact. When it hits here, it kind of reinforces behind it. And as you can see, you only need 1 layer for the core and 1 layer on either side, so it's only 3 layers deep.
You should grab another one.
See,
oh yeah, the bigger one.
This is my broadsword. This here's the broadsword. And this here is a one-handed sword. A really light one-handed sword. So this ends up being way, way bulkier. Whereas this one just cuts through the air super quickly. And you still have a lot of space that you can, like, you know, shave it and make it a flat. I had a very flat end on it when I initially made it. Yeah. And now the next thing that we're doing today is going to be putting the handles on this one, the handle on this one, a pommel, and wrapping the handle for this one, which will go from here to here.
So there's a little extra grip.
A little extra grip, so you can choke up on the handle.
Yeah, we were looking at this earlier, but check the weight balance on this one. Yeah, there you go.
About right there. And so it's about 1 inch above the grip. It ends up being about the same point. Oh no, it's because your counterpoint is here. I just have a little reach on.
Yeah, you were looking at this one earlier.
These two are the same, yeah. Yeah, so there's an interesting distance from the counterpoint to the tip of the blade. No matter how long the handle is, our swords end up having the same.
Just like
counterpoint.
real swords.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, so now we just have to handle these and then they'll be ready for our playtest.
A little bit of touch-ups on the throwing weapon.
Fuck yeah, that's what it's all about.
Maybe like the outside layers.
It's like yeah, exactly.
So I'll cut this one. So this one's too long for this pad. Using this stake to make a little throwing weapon. Probably get the whole thing used up for this project. About a little over 1 inch leeway on everything. So we'll get that going. Got some pens here, draw it up. Yeah.
And it's a really bad cut. It's super rough, rugged. Funny as shit.
Thinking of doing a metal throwing dagger. Same thing on the bottom. A to A.
You're A to A.
Oh, you're A plus.
You're an A to A.
Asshole
Nice.
plus. Anyway,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
gonna cut that out. Line that up here, and the top piece. So decided to do 2 parts for the middle. And we can just seal that off.
This one's almost like the one end's a bit bigger. Oh no, they're pretty good. Well, no, one end is a little bit bigger.
And I'm just gonna glue it all together anyway. That's all.
Are you shaking off any food?
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Beheading. Try it out. Yeah. It's a little sticky near the top. Yeah. Pretty good. Alright. Good balance, huh?
Extend it straight.
Yeah, right. And then if I have a shield, hold up the top, yeah. Give it a feel. Your little knife doesn't work then, does it? And if you like seeing these like cool weapons being made, just hit that subscribe button and follow our channel, because that'd be super dope and we can make more cool stuff. Yeah.